Finance Minister, thank you very much.
Sh Jayadev Galla ji.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, at the outset, I'd like to congratulate the Finance Minister for presenting his first full-fledged budget, and also for re-establishing the credibility of the Indian economy in the Comity of Nations. As he rightly said in his budget speech, that the world has now started predicting that is now the turn for India to fly. I admire the way he balanced the interests of business and markets on the one hand, and the poor, downtrodden, and middle class on the other hand. That too without taking his eyes off of the fiscal deficit. There is no doubt that his proposals would incentivize savings, increase Social Security and pension to cover to poor citizens, and the innovative idea to harness gold lying under the pillows is definitely a positive beginning. So in a nutshell, the budget is short on hype, but long on substance, and it is focused on wiping out the disparity between Bharat and India. With all that said and done, I must also say the budget has greatly disappointed the people of Andhra Pradesh, as it has failed to fulfill the promises made and the assurances given to the state at the time of bifurcation of the state. Sir, definitely it is a time to fly, but a bird with clipped wings cannot fly, sir, so please look into our case as well. Sir, the fiscal deficit of 3% has been pushed by 1 year from 2017 to 2018-19. The earlier targets of 4.1% in 2014 would be achieved, but the target set for 2015-16 is 3.9%, for 16-17 it is 3.5%, and 3% is the target for 17-18, which has now been pushed by 1 year. The disinvestment target raised to 69,500 crores, for 2015-16 through disinvestment of PSUs. It is a very, very ambitious target, looking at the 58,425 crores targeted for 14-15, of which only half has been achieved and been postponed to the next year. It is not only the current year, but we have never achieved the set target of disinvestment in our history. Government has also aims to rationalize subsidies with unprecedented success. It has got through the Jan Dhan Yojana, where 12.5 crore accounts have been opened in a matter of just 6 to 7 months. Here, the good thing for the country is that the direct transfer of benefit is going to be extended from the present 1 crore to 10.3 crore people and cover more schemes. All under the central sector schemes, centrally sponsored schemes are covered under this. Now there are 36 schemes under DTB, and from next fiscal, new schemes will be added. 98% of the population is given Aadhaar numbers in Andhra Pradesh. The proposed transfer of funds directly to the beneficiary through DTB will stop diversion or misuse of funds, as funds directly transfer into the account of beneficiary electronically. Total expenditure is projected to increase from 16,81,000 crores in RE 2014-15 to 17,077,000 crores in BE 2015-16. The concern is that the elbow room that FM has got by pushing the fiscal target by 1 year in terms of additional borrowings is about 37,500 crores, which is clearly reflected if you look at the borrowing set for 2015-16 at 4.56 lakh crores. But the problem is that these 37,500 crores are going to non-plan expenditure and not to plan expenditure. I would suggest for consideration of the Finance Minister to utilize these funds in the plan expenditure, sir. Sir, the Honourable Prime Minister has rightly said that India grows only when states grow. It is good that the Finance Minister has made a provision of 5,23,958 crores as states share in central taxes, which is a progressive vision of the Finance Minister and the Prime Minister. Here, if you look at what the Finance Commission has recommended and what the Finance Minister has given, you will find a fall in allocation to Andhra Pradesh. The Finance Commission has allocated 24,938 crores through devolution. However, Andhra Pradesh has been given a share of 22,638 crores in the budget, sir. The grant given to local bodies as recommended by the Finance Commission is 2,139 crore, but the budget has given only 1,283 crores. In the same way, for SDRF, 110 crores has been reduced against 440 crores recommended by the Finance Commission. If you put it all together, it comes to 3,266 crores less allocation in the budget when compared to the recommendations of the 14th Finance Commission. I request the Honourable Finance Minister to be pragmatic and to please provide us these funds over and above the recommended Finance Commission recommendations. Secondly, I welcome that the budget has provided a capital allowance of 15% and an additional depreciation of 35% to all new manufacturing units to be established in the areas of Andhra Pradesh. But, sir, this falls short of the assurances made on the floor of the House to the two states at the time of bifurcation that the industrial incentives to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana would be on par with those of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. I would also like this to be extended to the entire state, since there is no level playing field when compared to other states. I think I'm saying this because due to no fault of ours, we have been made financially insolvent and economically bankrupt. AP has never been a failed state. Rather, it has always been a trendsetter. So unless there is a level playing field, Andhra Pradesh cannot compete with other states. Thirdly, after the bifurcation, Andhra Pradesh is at the most disadvantageous position. We have started our journey with 9,000 crore deficit in 2014-15. Andhra Pradesh needs money for infrastructure, building a capital, to push manufacturing base, encourage the service sector, apart from other things. I was shocked when the Honourable Member Sri Veerappa Moily was talking against the incentives for Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, whereas it was the Congress party in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana is collecting over 1 crore signatures to implement these changes, and the same party is talking with another tongue in this House, sir. But neither the Finance Commission nor the Finance Minister have taken a bold view as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Now, AP's fiscal deficit in 2013-14 is 2.86%. As per the FRBM rules, we cannot go beyond 3% of our GSDP, sir. And secondly, AP would be the only state with revenue deficit in the country in 2019-20, apart from some of the hilly states. In view of this, the CM of AP has requested for permitting it to go up to 7% limit of GSDP by amending the FRBM to address some of the important areas of the economy. It is not only Andhra Pradesh, sir, but other states are also requesting for this, including Telangana. So I request for the Honourable Finance Minister to consider this favourably. Sir, it was announced in the budget that an expert committee is going to be constituted to prepare legislation to look into whether a multiple prior permission could be replaced by a pre-existing regulatory mechanism. This will help India's quest to emerge as an attractive destination. The FM has announced a comprehensive bankruptcy code as per the international standards. The FM has assured that the concerns of the IT sector for a more liberal system of raising global capital, incubation facilities in all centers of excellence, funding for seed capital and growth, and ease of doing business would be addressed. Sir, there is no doubt that there are major slippages in the last decade in the infrastructure sector. India's infrastructure is languishing in the last decade due to regulatory quagmire coupled with lack of funding. In fact, I have no hesitation to say that it is also one of the primary reasons for India's downslide in the ease of doing business to 142nd rank. The Economic Survey has also pointed out how stalled projects at the end of December 2014 accounted for as high as 7 to 8% of the GDP in the 4 years, which amounts to 8.8 lakh crore rupees. I am sure with extending fiscal deficit target by 1 year helps in funding infrastructure. Secondly, it is also a good move to convert excise duty of 4 rupees on petrol and diesel as road cess, which itself brings 40,000 crores. Here, what I feel missing is the extension of plug-and-play model to other sectors. I suggest for the consideration of the Finance Minister to extend this to other infrastructure projects in sectors such as railways, roads, airports and ports immediately, which is a long-pending demand of the industry. Because if you want to set up an infrastructure project, it requires a minimum of 70 statutory clearances. Elimination of such clearances would definitely send positive signals to investors in India and abroad. Sir, AP has been chosen as one of the states to provide 24/7 power. Now it has to depend on other grids for getting power. So one of the 5 ultra-mega power plants announced to be set up should be in AP, so that it need not depend either on other states or other grids to get that power. Recently, the Geological Survey of India discovered coal in the Chintalpudi area of Andhra Pradesh. The estimated reserves are expected to be 2,000 to 3,000 million metric tons. The AP government is taking steps to explore this by setting up of a company. This coal can be used if one UMPP is announced for Andhra Pradesh. For AP, the FM has given just 5.63 crores for metro projects in Vizag and Vijayawada. Secondly, the 13th schedule to the AP Reorganization Act says that the central government shall take measures to set up metro rail facility in Visakhapatnam and Vijayawada, Guntur, Tenali. But Government of India has started taking up metro only in Visakhapatnam and Vijayawada, leaving aside Guntur and Tenali. Guntur is the capital of Andhra Pradesh, and it should also have been included for metro in the first phase itself. I urge the Finance Minister to provide additional funds to these metros and extend the metro up to Guntur and Tenali. Sir, I have a couple of recommendations. There are three major challenges with PPP models in India in the past decade. Since almost every department, including railways, including the power sector, including so many other infrastructure sectors, are considering PPP as the way to go, please let me make these recommendations, sir. The three major challenges that we have been dealing with include dealing with multiple stakeholders. The second is cost overruns, and the third is financing. A few suggestions on how we may overcome some of these. One, single window clearance has already been mentioned, but can this be across all ministries, both at national, state, and local authorities? Would go in a long way, sir. Second, a comprehensive legal and regulatory framework for PPP projects to provide adequate protection and obligation for all parties involved in a PPP arrangement, government, private players, and leaders alike. The third, independent institutional structure for overseeing PPP projects. The fourth, proactive steps to minimize project delays. 90% of land should be awarded at the time of awarding the contract itself. Sir, the introduction of additional fundraising options for PPP projects. And finally, project backlog needs to be cleared to revive the sentiment. Additionally, the highly leveraged balance sheets of existing players need to be fixed. Sir, I will skip to my conclusion, sir. I have a few points on the solar sector, on skill development.
conclude करिए.
Yes, sir. But skipping to the conclusion, 1 minute, sir. Right, sir. It is clear that the budget has fallen short of the 14th Finance Commission estimates for 2015-16 to Andhra Pradesh by 3,266 crores. It is significant that the Finance Commission has treated AP on par with other states and did not provide any special allocation for its development needs, let alone grant for the construction of a new capital city. Commitment has been expressed for addressing issues relating to the development of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana in the AP Reorganization Act 2014. Provision has been made by various ministries and departments to fulfill the obligation of the union government for both the states. However, no specific allocations have been made. The budget has provided for capital allowance of 15% and additional depreciation of 35% to all new manufacturing units to be established in notified areas of AP and Telangana. This falls far short of not only expectations, but also fails to create the environment essential for investment. Further, treating both AP and Telangana on equal footing, it further accentuates the existing inequities between the two states. Telangana is fairly industrialized, with nearly 30% of its GSDP being contributed by industry, whereas AP is predominantly agrarian, with industry contributing only 21% of GSDP. So, sir, I would like to say that the budget is both pragmatic and realistic, but all we need is coherence in governance through Nai Soch, with a combination of political will and administrative acumen, which can only generate Nai Umeed among the people of this country to achieve the objectives and to take the fruits to all sections of the country. With these observations, I conclude my speech. Thank you, sir.
Now, Srimati K. Kavita ji.